Welcome to the open platform of Public TV of Armenia. Today I am honored to host Kathryne Bomberger, Director General of International Commission on Missing Persons, to discuss her visit to Armenia and the organization's experience in the issue. Madam Bomberger, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you very much.
As I know, this is the first time you're in Armenia as Director General of ICMP, and you had many meetings in the relevant Armenian agencies and donor countries. How would you assess and wrap up your visit to Armenia?
The visit went very well, and we're very grateful to the Armenian authorities for organizing this visit, especially the ambassador to the Netherlands, where ICMP has its headquarters. We had meetings with various government officials throughout the day and yesterday, and I'm pleased to say that there is strong political will to address this issue. The institutional infrastructure that is necessary to locate missing persons is being established. I think there is more work that can be done to enhance that process. But our initial work with Armenia thus far is quite interesting. During its period of real need following the 44-day conflict, the DNA laboratory reached out to us. And we were able, with support, actually in this case from the US government, financial support, to assist Armenia during this time of need to help with the identification process of victims. We received 100 bone reference samples to be able to do DNA testing, but we're hoping that that cooperation can be enhanced. So we also had an opportunity finally to see the staff of the DNA laboratory, who have really worked 24/7 quite heroically to conduct these identifications, but more can certainly be done.
So what kind of cooperation areas are identified between Armenia and ICMP?
Well, it's early days still. I mean, we've after all been here 2 days and met with a variety of officials. But I think that what can be enhanced is perhaps the government entities that work on this issue, really enhancing the work of the Commission on Missing Persons. At one point in time, Armenia started the creation of a law on missing persons, so it would be very important to reinvigorate that effort because ensuring that the rights of the surviving families of the missing are met, including the rights to justice, to the truth, and to reparations. So a law can, of course, secure those rights. So that's very important, I think, for Armenia to have such a law. And of course, having an institution that can work in coordination with a variety of domestic institutions who play a role in this process, so that Armenia can fully establish a rule of law process where the state becomes responsible for finding all missing persons and investigating their disappearance, which is extremely important in a modern sense. Also, we're hoping that at some point Armenia will establish a central record. So that was a subject of discussion because having such a large number of missing persons and conducting investigations into those cases, and especially using new methods such as DNA technologies, requires having a centralized database so that the families of the missing can have reliable and accurate and honest information regarding the process of trying to find missing persons. And these were post-mortem samples, the remains, sadly, of those that were missing from the conflict, the 44-day conflict. So already we've been able to provide some support and to have some insight into how the process functions in Armenia. All states have a responsibility to find missing persons, and Armenia is not alone in this. There are countries around the world that have missing persons problem. In fact, there isn't one country in the world that doesn't have this issue. But states have the responsibility to find missing persons, so states must take on this obligation, and Armenia has made progress in that regard. It's up to Armenia to decide what that would look like, but I think the most powerful thing for Armenia would be to have such a commission report to the highest levels of government and to be interministerial in construct, and to have a space for families of the missing.
I know that ICMP has huge experience in identification process of missing persons in different parts of the world. Please elaborate some details about it.
Yes, I'm happy to. Yeah, we don't necessarily conduct identifications because conducting identifications is also the responsibility of states. So what we do, our mandate is to secure, first of all, we're a treaty-based international organization, and our mandate is to secure the cooperation of governments and others. So we try to help states take on their responsibility to find missing persons and to investigate their disappearance. So often, first a state has to exhibit the political will. So I think Armenia has definitely exhibited the political will and has embarked on this road. Then the question becomes how? How do you create state-level structures that exhibit the political will of the state to find missing persons? And also to ensure that the state provides reliable and accurate information to families of the missing. And I think the most relevant model for Armenia to look at is the situation in the Western Balkans. And this is where actually ICMP began its work in 1996. We were created at a G7 summit to assist the governments in that region find 40,000 people who went missing. So in the conflicts in the former Yugoslavia, which some of your viewers may remember, again, this took place largely during the 1990s, as did the first conflict relevant to missing persons cases in Armenia. They had 40,000 people missing, so that's quite significant. That's much larger than the caseload in the context of Armenia. And today, over 75% of the 40,000 people that went missing have been found. This is unprecedented, but this required the cooperation of governments. So not only internally on a domestic level, for example, Bosnia and Herzegovina created a Missing Persons Institute, Croatia, Serbia also created commissions on missing persons, so they created the institutional infrastructure, they created laws, but more than that, they cooperated with each other. So cooperation is key. So Armenia also has to work with Azerbaijan, and Azerbaijan has to work with Armenia. So getting to the point where states cooperate, because in order to find missing persons, this does require cooperation. And it requires, of course, providing, as I said earlier, accurate and reliable information to families of the missing and to society at large, and an end to political manipulation of the issue. And also, this is ultimately an investment in peace and security. So the main issue for the success is cooperation. Did I get it right? It's one of the factors for sure. Ensuring cooperation between ministries that are involved on a domestic level, and in the case of Armenia and many other countries, ensuring regional cooperation between those countries that were participants in the conflict itself. So yes, working together is key to resolving these problems because they are shared issues. Madam Bomberger, thank you very much for your time and joining us. This is Open Platform of Public TV of Armenia, and today I hosted Kathryne Bomberger, Director General of International Commission on Missing Persons, and discussed her visit to Armenia and the organization's experience in the issue. Thank you for watching.